Hey, gun people. This gentleman asked me to critique and evaluate his shooting, and he put some clips together. So I figured I'd do it, and if I was there, what I'd be telling him, what I'm seeing, and you can take from it. You can give him better tips or tell me I'm full of crap in the comments, but let's take a look at this. So he's shooting in the cold. He's shooting in different conditions. That's good. Unsure footing, moving sideways, doing a lot of things good. Practicing his draw and his cover, his uncover, his reloading. What I would say here is your reloading looks good, but you're looking down and you're taking your eye off the target. Ideally, you want to keep your eyes forward on the threat. So when you're reloading, it's muscle memory or what you can see, but you're always looking at your target. That way, as soon as you reload, you don't have to come up from looking down and then refine your target because he may have moved. And if you keep your eye on him and he moves, you still know where he's at when you get your gun back in battery ready for shooting. Using the slingshot method, pull release, I like that. It works for multiple reasons, not only to reload, it works to clear jams, it makes sure the spring is fully compressed. So I like that. Now, you're going to get other ones here who want to argue. Well, isn't the slide release a minor muscle movement like a trigger pull? Shut up, you big dummy. Okay, so we had a failure to train, failure to do something. He pulled his gun. He didn't know it went in the battery. And sometimes this happens when you're setting these up. You think you put one in there and you didn't. If you load it, you know there's one. So this isn't a critical area, but you know what? He reacted and he corrected it. So comes out, click. Shit, got to reload. Kept moving, got a round in there and got rounds in trainable. Notice he is holding his gun up in the air when he's dropping a mag. He's creating a habit that he doesn't know he's creating. Watch his gun go up in the air when he drops a mag. He does that a lot of times, almost as if he's throwing his mag down. I would say work on that. You want to keep your gun as level as possible and as close and near as target on possible, so as soon as that gun gets in battery, you can get another round off. I'm moving it side to side or moving up and down a little bit, but he's really... You'll notice here in a few of these that he's got this bad habit. He doesn't even know it. Notice he's moving and looking at his gun, and he's totally not focused on his target. When you're combat training for shooting, a lot of people get laxed because a lot of reasons. One, there's no threat. Nobody's shooting back. You're not in fight or flight. Your heart rate isn't up. You aren't scared. So you end up training in things that I call counter training or negative training, and it teaches you bad habits. Always try and keep your eyes on the threat and not a lot on your gun. You can glance at your gun if you need to. It's not the end of the world, but ideally you want to keep your eyes on your threat. So this is a good shooting position. If you've never tried it, you should try it. To me, it reinforces no matter what way you look at a gun, if your sight and sight alignment is there, you're going to hit the target. So rolling over on your back and holding the gun is very uncomfortable. He's also on a hill, so his blood's rushing to his head. He's breathing, and he's upside down. So if he's getting rounds on target, this is a good thing, and it's good to experience a few times. Not that you would go to this position to get in a firefight, but you may end up in a position. Your legs hurt. You got hit by a car. You slip and fall down a hill. You slide. You know, you're unconscious and you wake up and you find yourself in this position and you still got your gun. So knowing that you can hit a target and you can shoot is just one more tool in your toolbox. Do you want to shoot like this every day to get really proficient with it? I wouldn't say that was necessary. You could. But at least to get exposure in as many different positions is good. want you to notice that right there. He does this a lot, and he doesn't realize he's doing it. When he readjusts his sights, he readjusts his grip. Once you grab that grip, you should be able to shoot. It may not be perfect. It may not be right. If you can adjust it easily, sure. If you got a lull in the fighting, you can adjust it. But you ought to be able to shoot that gun even if you have a bad grip. Because if your trigger pull is good and your sight alignment is good, wherever that front sight's at, the bullet's going. So you're going to notice that in a couple of his videos. He's really exaggerating that second-hand grip. Okay, he does some AR shooting here. A few things on his stance. Watch his stance. I would say you need to get more in combat mode when you're training. You need to be more fearful and aggressive. You need to be squatting and leaning forward. You need an aggressive stance, like you're either moving forward or moving backwards. You're getting into a relaxed, I'm on the range, I'm not really. And you don't know it, but you're messing up muscle memory, and you might be building muscle memory if you do this a lot. See the slant back instead of slant forward? Shooting one hand is good. You ought to be able to hit your target. His trigger control is bad. Popping that trigger, flipping that finger. He's not holding it back, filling the reset. I notice on here he's using his forehand grip, his vertical grip, like a angle grip. And if you want to shoot like that, I would say get an angle grip. If you got a vertical grip, use it. If you want to use it like that, that's okay too. You ought to be able to shoot no matter how you grab the gun. But I don't know if he's training that way intentionally or it's unconscious or whatever. But, you know, it's good to be able to shoot in any position and anywhere your hands are. But if you got the vertical grip helps keep your barrel down. It gives you that push-pull on that front end. Again, slanted back, kind of relaxed. Good to shoot one-handed. Those feet, side by side, should be 60-40. One should be in front, one should be in the rear a little bit. You want them spread out, but you want them forward and back. This makes a very easy, if you get hit, ricochet, anything, wind, you can blow over easy left and right like this. Notice his lean is getting more and more each shot, and it's pushing him farther and farther off balance. That's because he doesn't have that aggressive forward-leaning stance. And I realize he's kind of goofing off just playing around, but he wanted me to evaluate if I was there. That's what I'd be telling him. So shooting between the legs like this is good. It's a good drill. We call it the knockdown drill. If you were knocked down, pushed back, or fell backwards, you could still shoot on your back. So again, shooting in different positions, things you want to be aware of. Don't shoot yourself in the foot or the leg. It's a little bit more aggressive. There's more chance of getting hurt. A lot of safety sallies will be, that's dangerous. You should never do that. Well, okay, whatever. I'm telling you, exposure is a good thing. And if you've done it before in training and it happens in real life, it's not going to take you as long to adjust. It's going to cut down on that lag decision time. It's going to speed up your reaction time. Throwing that barrel up, throwing the mag out. See, he's creating that habit of throwing that arm up when he reloads. You see that grip adjustment there? See that grip adjustment? Watch that hand. He does that quite a lot. And I don't know if he knows he does it. Now somebody's going to say, well, Rick, if his grip's off and he wants to readjust, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. But when it becomes a habit and you do it in almost every drill and you do it 2 or 3 times in a drill, then it tells me that you don't realize you're doing it. You've created a habit, and it's not necessarily for function. It's a habit. Kind of like when a baseball batter goes up to the plate. He's got to grab his nuts, adjust his belt, spit, tighten up both gloves, undo both gloves, redo. they've got all these habits when they go up to bat. And, you know, you get those when you train or you do something a lot, and sometimes you don't realize it becomes a habit. Same thing, shooting his AR. This is really not a great shooting position. I don't know if I would train this way. He's straining his stomach. It's going to be harder. He's making his heart rate go up more. Should he do it in case he ever got knocked down and had a long gun? Sure. It's good to have experience. Would I do a whole bunch of training in this? Probably not. I'd do some exposure training and then move on to something that's more likely a more stable response. There's a good sitting position. He goes from long gun to handgun. Good drill. I like that. Went back to laying down. That's okay. I mean, he's getting a lot of exposure. He's doing a lot of things good. People will come here and crack on him a whole bunch. There's that hand in the air again on that reload. Got up, moved in, aggressive. See, he was aggressive right there when he moved forward. He's in a pretty aggressive stance here because he's moving back. Not so aggressive here, walking nonchalantly. See the difference? Nonchalant walk, nonchalant walking back. Turned his back to the target. When I saw that, I went, dude, that is a bad habit. You do not want to be doing that. He goes in a reload, throws his gun in the air, turns his back. Gun in the air, turns his back. Probably doesn't realize he's doing it. Bad habit to get into it. Again, a lot of these all point back to keeping your eye on the target. If you're always concentrating on keeping your eye on target, you're not going to do these things that you're doing. Nonchalant walk, not really aggressive, no fear.
Don't you fucking move.
Had an aggressive draw. Did a quick, good reload. Messed up, got it in. Practicing some good double taps. Not aggressive. Relax. Straight up and down. Not aggressive. Too relaxed. Looking around. Looking to his left when he's reloading. Not aggressive. Walking easy. That's not going to happen in real life, so you probably shouldn't train that way. Slow walk forward. Looking at his gun. Did that magazine end up landing straight up? Yeah, it did. Look at that magazine. Non-aggressive, got his shirt. See that foot lean back? Really, dude? What the hell was that? Let me pose here. Cool shoot. Cool shooting. You will do what you do in training. You'll do it in real life. Those that sweat more in peacetime bleed less in wartime. A little aggressive there. See how he's got forward and he got behind that gun? Another thing you're going to notice is he racks the round. Instead of using his button, he always uses the slide or the charging handle to get a mag. Watch the charging handle. That's the way he trains. That's the way he wants to do it. That's fine. Could he be a little quicker if he used his finger on the bolt release? Probably so. Somebody gonna say that's a minor group? Maybe. That's a good slip drill in case you slip and have to shoot. I like that. You don't want to train so much that you become comfortable in this, and if you get shot at, you take this position. This is not a good, stable shooting position. This may be an emergency fall sitting position, but you ought to be falling forward, laying in a prone, getting more of your body on the ground. You're going to get better shots and more likely to get things on target. Moving fairly semi-aggressive there. Good. He's moving left, right, up, and down. Keeps his gun on target more with a long gun than he does a pistol. He's gotten that falling again. Ghost his gun. Good. Like that drill. Coming around, moving. I'm okay with that. There's slipping again. He's almost doing this so much, I think he's going to do that in actual shooting, and he won't even realize it. And it's just a real unstable, not a good shooting position. Good trip and fall, reload. That's a better shooting position than he had before. It's still better if he leans forward, crosses his legs, puts his elbows on his knees. I got a video on it on a solid shooting position. See, there goes that slide and fall. Transitioning. He's doing a lot of good things here, and although it may not be perfect, he's getting experience. Somebody's going to say he's lasering his leg. Yeah, he's lasering a little bit. Could his gun safety be a little better? Yeah, I'm not that concerned about. Guns off target, way up in the air. Guns off target, way up in the air. Had to rack around. See, if he's not racking around, if he doesn't keep that gun in a holster with a round in there, then why is he racking around? And if he does know that he has to rack around when he draws, then why is he doing it every time? Because some other times he was drawing and shooting. These are the little things that you create habits and bad habits, and you get counter training. Do the same thing the same way. Either always have a round in your gun or don't have a round in your gun to where you have to rack every time. If you switch it up and change in a crisis, you're not going to know which one it is, and you're going to misjudge it.
I lost the mag somewhere.
Coming down the stairs, shooting gun up in the air, off target. Not real aggressive, kind of walking nonchalantly. Reloading.
Come on, bitch, let's go. Give it to me.
Decided to go down to reload. Good. Good sitting position there. Better than before, not the best. So, overall, hey, I'm okay with what he's doing. He's getting exposure. He's putting rounds down range. He's familiarizing himself with his firearms. He understands how they act. I didn't see a lot of jams. I didn't see a lot of clearings. That's okay. He's practicing going from long gun to short gun. I'm okay with what he's doing. He's wearing a vest in some, not in the other. Overall, I don't know. Somebody may say I'm being too hard. Some may say I'm not hard enough. You be the judge. I thought it was a good little opportunity to kind of tell other people kind of what I look for or what I see when I see somebody shooting like this or training. All right, we'll end that there.